Okay, folks, now the periodic table is broken into three major categories of type of element. The first is metals. And so the metals are really all of these elements. So the vast majority of the periodic table. Mostly everything kind of on the left and the bottom. The metalloids are a bit of like a transition from the metals, and those make up kind of just a central diagonal line here. Finally, we have the non-metals, okay? So this is basically everything else that I haven't circled yet, but note that hydrogen on the left is also a non-metal, so I'll draw this kind of awkward shape here. That includes hydrogen. And so those are the three main categories of type of element. Now, as chemists, we also think about the different groups, because as we'll learn next time, elements within groups usually have very similar behaviors to one another. So let's talk about some common groups, and keep in mind that groups are these columns, folks. So first up are the alkali metals. We'll talk more about this. Sorry, I just got a pop up on my iPad. We'll talk about this more, of course, next week when we meet together. But the alkali metals, these are going to be the first group all the way on the left. So that is group 1. And those are fairly common to discuss. Next up, we're moving just one to the right. We have the alkaline earth metals in group 2. Another common group. Then across the middle, folks, we have our transition metals. We kind of clump most of those together. Next up, we have our halogens. Halogens, we're kind of going to jump all the way to the right of the periodic table here. Halogens are group number 17. And last but certainly not least, another common group that is named are the noble gases, all the way on the right, group 18. And that wraps up our videos for the day. We'll be practicing all of these ideas together in class, so don't worry if you need a refresher or some more review. That is what we're going to do together when we meet up in class. We have discussed atom structure and composition, where the mass is mostly found in the nucleus. And within the nucleus, we have our protons, our neutrons. Outside of the nucleus, in orbitals, we have electrons. Lastly, we finished up with the periodic table. We talked a little bit about what information the periodic table gives us. For example, what does the atomic number mean, for example? We talked a little bit about periods and groups, but more to come on that next time. With that, I'll leave you with today's cat meme, the periodic table of cats. See you in class.